Taking the plaque with me was a good idea, but its screws are practically fused to the stone. They don't have surface to lever with a crowbar. What would I use to loosen it? Oil doesn't work. Our matey. Yeah, I know, right? How am I going to pry that up? He says there's no surface area to use the crowbar. But he also won't use the claw hammer. I beg to differ. I'm pretty sure it's not useless or pointless, but it's like I need, I don't know. The oil's not going to work. So it's like I need acid or something. But I don't know how I'm going to make acid. Or some other rust remover of some kind. Hmm. 61, yeah. 1961 to 1961. That's when the baby died. It was, I think, two years later that there was the note about some guy that William Blackwood was working with. There was some, I don't know, some deal like property or something that he was writing about. And I think it was 3 years later, so 64, when the mom was killed. How in the crap am I going to get that free? Not the shovel, surely. Okay. So no shovel, no crowbar, no screwdriver, no claw hammer, no pliers. I don't see anything else with me that's going to work. So we either need to find something else or... Okay. I thought the baby was like stillborn. I thought. I don't know for sure, but I think so. I think she had a miscarriage. And so maybe actually the baby wasn't even stillborn. I think maybe she's had a miscarriage. No. Because they have the coffin for the baby. I think the baby was stillborn or died like right after it was born. Oh, that's what it was. The baby died right after it was born. They had the baby, but like the baby was really sick, and the doctors couldn't fix what the problem was, and so the baby died. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Now that I think about it. Okay, we made some progress that way. So good call on the stone throw and the mirror. Interesting. Oh, I doubt he's going to want to type again, but let's try. Since I'm here. Yeah. Doesn't even want to approach it. But he did type some stuff earlier. Suddenly, she stopped and stood there, paralyzed, hesitant to give any credit to what her eyes were seeing, and completely unaware of the potentially dangerous situation. So he was writing some stuff earlier. He just did not make... He hasn't made any much progress. He only made a little bit, like a couple pages or something. And then this mystery. He was using the idea of the mystery surrounding this place as kind of his muse, as it were, like to give him ideas about what to write. But he got so wrapped up with the mystery here, what's going on here, that he didn't really get very far. I just double check that there's nothing in here that I... Hey, 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 hey. No. That's all stuff I've done before. Okay. There's also this, but I don't ever want to do anything with this. Crates seem to be empty, so I decided not to waste my time with it. So he doesn't even want to look at it. So I'm not sure what the point of analyzing this is if he's not going to do anything with the crate. Seems kind of weird to me. Why? I mean, why even try? But he does examine it. So here we've already got everything that's gettable from this. Even the thing on the side here. Go back to the main thing of the table. He says basically the toolbox on the left is really the only thing that's useful. We did also, and I've already going through all of this is the same thing, that only stuff from here is useful, but the crowbar was right here, and I did pick that up earlier, since, you know, hence it's in my inventory, so there is that. But see, in this, he doesn't really examine this. If you do this, it's just examining the car, and he says this, right? It gives a strange feeling. You don't want to get very close. Gave him the strange feeling that something was about to jump at me from inside. So, cannot grab this or any of these things, as I said previously. So, this is kind of, for now at least, a dead end, I think. Which room? I could think of the wallpaper probably if you tell me the room. I'm not sure. Now that I looked over late, I'm not remembering which room. This is dead. He doesn't want to go into the boot. Yeah, so I think... One more time since I'm here, let's examine the letter one more time, make sure I'm not missing some clue, possibly. She's just saying how she was staying, etc., etc., etc. But things have gotten bad, and they fight a lot. And then she's going to try to leave. She's scared. Yeah, okay. So nothing extra other than that one clue we got, I think. We already tried to use, and it did not end up doing anything. Oh, yeah. Yeah, in the master bedroom. Yeah, that's good. I like that. I concur. It's good wallpaper. Okay, if we go back to the greenhouse. I'm not expecting to find anything in here, but in case we've overlooked something, maybe. Come on, try a little. Nothing is forever. It's gotta be better than in the middle. Me and Cinderella put it all together. We can try it home. What is life? One headlight. My mumbling doesn't really enunciate very well. One headlight. I already tried this, I'm pretty sure, on this one. Part of the arena already cleared, so I need to keep cutting the plate. Yeah, I cut it. That's right, I did cut it earlier, so that that key could flow out with the water. Okay, so maybe upstairs, maybe. Yeah, Staten Island, King of Staten Island, yeah. Yep. It's such a good song, though. Like, it really is a good song. Like, I think it's, honestly, I'm glad it was popular. I feel like it's a little bit underappreciated as a song, actually, even still. The Wallflowers? Is that? I don't know. Are the Wallflowers his son's band? This is all the same. Just saying the plants suck. Basically, they're dead, so they're really kind of not great at this point. This, where he just says he's going to give up trying to keep stuff alive. Fertilizer, which last I checked, fertilizer potentially good for explosives or for growing things. Not really so great for loosening up something that's stuck that can't be pried up. So I'm guessing that's not going to be helpful. Neither's the fumigator. That's also not. Okay. So, as I suspected, it doesn't look like I'm finding anything up here. Jake Dillon. Oh, yeah, okay. So nice. So, yeah, I guess it is. Faux Fox knows. I like music, and I know a lot of groups, but I'm not good with the trivia stuff. Like, so-and-so is the grandchild of the former roommate of the ex-lover of the dog owned by kind of stuff. I don't know any of that kind of stuff. Unfortunately. I'm not saying it's not useful or important information. I'm just saying I just don't know it. It just never doesn't, my head doesn't retain stuff like that. If it's somebody I know, I can learn to retain it and like just practice and memorize it. But like, that's the same thing like with sports teams. Like I love the Chiefs. I'm from Seattle, so the Seahawks. Yeah, I mean, Patriots, I think, too. At one point, I don't know if I was ever a fan of theirs. I would watch the 49ers. And also the Bucks. But, so, like, that kind of stuff. Like, I remember like a lot of the teams and stuff, and, like, I will love watching something like football and stuff, but I suck at remembering coaches or players other than like the big ones. But otherwise I don't really remember players. I don't remember especially like name with position. I played football too when I was in high school. So I know like I mean obviously they're professional and college players to know more than I do about playing football. But I'm just saying, I know about playing football. I know how to play football, so I know all the positions and stuff. I'm just saying, I can't match like Collins is, fullback and Paulson is tight end, and so I don't remember that kind of stuff. I don't remember specifics like that. I'm just not great with that kind of stuff, unfortunately. So what the hell? And we already tried this before. It just says, no, it's not useful, dummy. Stop trying. Game should probably say, look, try hard, stop. This is not going to work. If I had some container to put water in, I could potentially do that too, but I feel like the main point of this is, though, that key from the greenhouse eventually washes out to here and you pick it up from here. I feel like that's the main point of this tree. There might be something else to do with it, but the main point at this stage of the game is pretty much just the key. There might have been. Go back to that. Okay, let's see. Okay, out. Get all scared as we go. Okay. There's no R here. There's an R here, which would be 5 potentially if we're matching it to a number. Not seeing where I'd fit an R in with this combination of letters. Let me see. Oh. Could be. Could be. If that is true, we could do R from here. That could maybe be our number. So these numbers do not work. Could be. So maybe we get R is a 5. O is a 9. I believe that's upside down, but let's go down here. Yeah, it's still upside down. But that's bottom corner, so you have to rotate this. So this is a 9. So 5, 9, 0, 5, 9, 0, 9, 7. Could be. That could be our combination. That's 5 digits. Yeah. No, for sure. I was thinking maybe because these are all together on the floor, but yeah, that's a good point. These 4 are all near each other, and these are kind of set to the side. Definitely a possibility. Yeah, let's try it. Let's see what if I can get my mouse to stay on the finger point. Because especially if whatever's in that box is important to the father still, I could see him totally doing something, a number that's associated with the blocks that are for the kid's name. I could see that. Robin is the creepy murder kid. Stop. Just stop. You keep pushing it. In all the examples you gave, though, Children of the Corn and The Omen and stuff, the kid's not dead and returned. The kid's just a murdered kid while it's still alive. The kid is not alive. I'm pretty sure the kid is dead. I mean, I guess we don't technically know. But I mean, come on. Come on. The kid's dead, okay? They got a casket for it and everything. At no point has anybody ever said, I saw the kid running by in the hall. Scary, but then I woke up and it was all gone or whatever. I know, but I'm just saying. That's why I was like, kind of laughed when I said stop. 5, 9, okay. Oh. 9. I rotate this back to 7. Aha! And magic. Well done, Somni. Well done. What? Aha! There we go. Had to. Okay. So we get a super key and more currency in case he has to flee out of town like James Bond or something, or Ethan Hunt or something. I guess. He's an as far as I know, he's an archaeologist, not James Bond. But then again, maybe he's like Indiana Jones or something. I don't know. Although if he's like Indiana Jones, he sure as hell doesn't respect the local culture and their artifacts. Friggin' steals them and stuff. Blackwood was Batman all along. There's said, well, you know what I mean. Those kinds of movies. Oh, come on, give me a break. What was the name of the girl in Firestarter? What the hell was her name? I don't remember her name. Anyway, yeah, there's that too. Okay, so it was not totally empty, right? I mean, it seemed like it initially. I was like, okay, there's no way this is empty. It's got to be a false bottom or something, right? So we now have this, and this goes to the chapel, I bet. So that's good. We can finally get there. I don't know why the hell I went this way. Give myself an extra an extra door handle to open, but whatever. Okay. So I suppose, since we didn't yet know where to dig, even though it's kind of obvious, I mean, not exactly. I guess maybe that's the point, because realistically, if you're going to dig, you don't want to, like, dig this 10-foot diameter hole trying to get down. You want to know exactly where you dig, so you have as little digging as possible, right? So I guess that's kind of probably what he meant when he was like, I don't know where to dig. It's like, well, yeah, because freaking... Okay. Alright. The lock produced a loud noise that echoed in the quietness of the area. It made me wonder about the secrets that had been kept, safe and undisturbed in here for years. Not even inside the chapel did I perceive a peaceful environment. The deadly stillness was deeply unnerving. I mean, in fairness, I'm not dissing on religion or something, but in fairness, in a hell of a lot of scary movies and games and books, chapels are almost the last place you want to be. Amnesia machine for pigs. Need I need to give more examples? Need I give more examples? I don't think it's the church itself that's creepy, but it's what can kind of be covered up or hidden in churches that's a big part of the problem. Okay, so what you would expect, some typical pictures of Jesus Christ, some chairs, okay, bunch of pews. Oh, and we go upstairs too? Damn, okay. This is not... That makes me a bit nervous, but okay. Anything on the pews? Oh, yeah, more pictures. Yeah. His trip to the cross to be killed by the Romans. Yep. That's messed up, man. That whole story is just that, how he was treated. That's so messed up, man. Anyway, okay, let's not get into like super sad times. I'm trying to examine things and figure out if I can get any clues or anything. But you'll know if you don't know anything about me overall in general. A big part of my personality is I detest in any example, religion or not, any example, I detest people being mistreated. Like, I cannot stand it. It really pisses me off. / makes me super sad. So don't be super surprised that this kind of stuff bugs me, like thinking of these kinds of stories. Anyway, oh, we can go up on top. Okay. Oh, wait, I might not want to do that yet. Let's analyze the was this this Inri? I don't remember what that is in Latin. It looks like a wooden carving of Jesus, right? I don't think that's... What does Inri mean? Let me look that up really fast. It's going to translate into English. Go away, Google. Shut up. Without. So I suppose maybe that's signifying loss, possibly? I don't know about Stations of the Cross. I've been to Israel. I've been, all over the country. Like, I've been to the Sea of Galilee. I've been to Tel Aviv. I've been to freaking Hebron. Anyway, so I've been to Jerusalem, and I've gone through the whole sites of the cross. I don't remember all of these. It's so long ago. The sites of the cross are when that Roman dude, Pilate, said Jesus was guilty instead of the actual criminal, right? That was one of the spots. One of the spots was where he met... Yeah, one of the spots is where he fell. So that would be here. Maybe that is what these are. One of the spots is where he fell. One of the spots is where he met Mary. One of the spots is where... I feel like that might be the same, though. Where the other guy, the eunuch... It was a eunuch, right? Anyway, he picked up the cross and helped him carry it. Okay. Because Inri, the word Inri itself just means without in Latin, so I wasn't sure. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it makes more sense now. Yeah. Jesus, I and J were the same letter in Old Latin, yep. So Jesus, yeah. So, Jesus Nazarenus, so Jesus of Nazareth, Rex Judaeorum, King of Judum, so King of the Jews. Yeah. Okay, got it. Yep. Okay, I didn't really know that phrase though. I can read it in Latin and know what it means now, but I didn't know that was a phrase. Okay. So that's Inri. Okay, got it. Um, this is interesting. What is? I guess that's an angel, maybe giving him strength to carry the cross or something. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Right here. I don't know that I've seen this painting before. Interesting. Okay. So there's a accountants made the chapel, or inside the chapel. Sorry, the not accountants. Sorry, my bad. The accoutrement inside the chapel, though mostly golden and shiny, looked sad and fragile. Oh, thanks. I'm a bit of a linguist, not professionally, but as a hobby, I'm a bit of a linguist. I know a few different languages, some of which I can speak, some of which I can only. Well, so I'm fluent in a couple of foreign languages. No, I'm fluent. Well, yeah, I used to be fluent. I'm rusty now. I used to be fluent in a couple of languages, French and Dutch. I was fluent, okay? Then I was conversational in a couple of others, Mandarin, Chinese, within limited context. So I could hold conversations, but there were only about certain topics. I didn't, because, I mean, Mandarin, it's like a lot to learn. You have to learn to write the characters. You have to learn to speak with the tones. You have to learn to hear and understand context. It's complicated, right? So I only spent like a year learning that. So, but I got conversational within certain topics. But I was also conversational in German. And I think that's it that I was conversational in. And then I knew how to read / write to a point. Again, limited, but to a point. Latin, Greek. I bought books to learn Hebrew, but I never got around to learning it. Anyway, Old Norse, Old English. Just I've always been fascinated with languages. So anyway, that's where that comes from. It's just kind of always been a hobby of mine here and there. The chalice was lavish and pleasing to the eye, but was sadly of no use to me. Really, because the chalice could hold liquid, which could be then carried. Okay, he keeps passing by all these potential liquid holders. All right, let's see what else we have here. There's an examine there. Oh, that's the same thing. The accoutrements. Okay. Les accoutrements. Les accoutrements à la chapelle. Let's see. I don't remember although. I remember but I don't remember although. Anyway, like I said, super rusty now. Okay, so that's this side. Oh, there's a. Oh, we could potentially open that and go down below. Interesting. Okay. Let's examine this in more. No, not. We're not going to look at it any more closely, I guess. Same thing as before. Yep, same thing as before. Okay. And then just chairs. And, I mean, more pictures. And then his resurrected appearance. I was going to say form. Like it's freaking Dragon Ball Z or something. And his resurrected form, powerful Christ. No, let's not get blasphemous. Like I wouldn't do that for something for like Islam or Hindi or something either. Oh, yeah, Romance languages are somewhat. They're easier and harder at the same time. They're harder. They tend to have a lot more forms of verbs, especially the nightmare that is French, which has basically the same number of forms that Latin used to have. Just ridiculous number of forms. And then Germanic, but so in that way, like that kind of a thing, they're a lot trickier. Like French, for example, words. What are they called? There's a certain set of adjectives like good and bad, but also like I don't even remember. Anyway, there's a set of adjectives that always, like in English, come before the noun. There are exceptions for some weird reason, but all the other adjectives come after. So you say like l'auto bleu, the blue car. You would not say le bleu auto. You would never say that. You say l'auto bleu, for example. So there, in a lot of ways, like learning the set of Romance languages is more difficult, but in a lot of ways it's easier. Not only because they have similarities to English, because English is kind of a hybrid in a lot of ways, but Romance languages generally are very cognate oriented. They're very similar, the words they use. Now, they're not always the same, obviously, but that's why they're different languages, but they're very similar in a large percentage of the vocabulary. Vondertrap, yeah, verbs, yep. Reflexives, yeah. Reflexives, I think. Well, I don't know about Asian languages actually. Now that I think about it, I don't remember. Maybe I just didn't get far enough in learning it. I don't remember in Mandarin there being reflexives, at least that we ever covered. But again, I only had a year, so there might be reflexives. There was some kind of small metal ring, and you're not going to try to grab it or anything. Am I going to try to pull it with something? This? There we go. Oh. That was a little unexpected. What is... what? I assume this opened something else somewhere else and not just lifted this off, right? I think. I mean, I don't know, but there's a large wooden statue of Christ looking after this holy place. What else? Yeah, see, I don't see anything else other than that this was moved to the side. So I'm not sure what we accomplished with that. Clearly something, but I don't know what. I mean, that pulled... oh, so there's this wheel, like this is a pulley system of some kind. But I don't know what that moved. Okay. Well, let's go to the second floor, I guess, for now, and see what's up there. English and Southern English. English and American, yeah. I mean, there's a reason why they're dialects and not separate languages, but there are definitely differences. It's definitely tricky to understand different dialects and stuff. Even just in certain kind of subcultures in American life, for example, in rap culture, for example, finna, Finna, like I'm finna go. It's rap cult. I think maybe they say it elsewhere outside of that, but in rap culture, they say that, and it's kind of a contraction for fixing to, like they say in the South, like I'm fixing to go, like don't sass me, boy. I'm fixing to tan your hide or whatever, right? I'm getting ready to, or I'm preparing to. You're getting me to the point where I'm going to, kind of an idea, right? Finna is a rap, at least in rap culture they use it that way. Finna is like a contraction, short form, Finna, short form of fixing to. So like I finna pop a cap in your ass or something, right? I'm gonna shoot you in the butt or whatever. So yeah, so fixin' to. So finna. I don't know if you say it that way in the South, finna, but in rap culture they do that, and that means fixing to. Holy Bible. I mean, I can't read this at this. Oh, okay. I was gonna say because I can't read the text at this point, so I don't know if there's a special passage. Okay, so we are going to apparently withdraw one of the nails that was in Jesus. I don't know. Okay. Okay. A metal spike. Cabinet on this small loft contained items that seemed to have belonged to a priest. Oh, so I can't even look at the shoes? Yeah, it's just gonna... But it's the same thing. They belong to the priest. Okay. And we have a coat rack. But nothing really special with that, apparently, for now. Where... I really want to know what this opened up. Or moved, or whatever. But I don't see, even from this vantage, I don't see anything that seems to have been affected by it. It was a heavy nail and very cold to the touch. Right. Can't do anything with this holy water basin or whatever. I'm not going to have to do something like put the nail in his feet, am I? That is not cool if I have to. Statue had a noticeable orifice in the bottom. Really? So basically, I'm nailing him to the cross. That's lovely. No. There was a nail inserted in the hole now. That's great. No, it's fine. That doesn't make me nervous or anything. Okay, what did that do? Other than make me feel kind of crappy like I'm one of the dudes that killed him or something. I mean, this got pushed down, but I don't see that I can do anything with the rug. This was further over and it got shoved, I think. I can't do anything with this plate here. Oh, now Inri is crooked. That's crooked on his... Really? It was straight before and now it's crooked? Something was curiously different about the Inri sign now. Yeah, it's friggin' crooked. Oh! Oh, creepy. Oh, creepy. Creepy. Finna, Georgia. That could be. Possibly Georgia, maybe like the Carolinas, like North and South Carolina, because I know that a lot of modern rap culture comes from that area. There's a strong presence, obviously, from some of the traditional areas like Chicago, New York, and there's a strong presence of rappers from Atlanta and then from South Carolina, North Carolina. So maybe in that stretch. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. That's okay. Oh, I don't want to go down. I don't want to go down. I don't want to go down. I don't want to go down, but I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down. Okay, we're going to save it first, actually. We're going to go a little bit long today. We're going to go about another 40 minutes, I think. So, and then we'll call it for the night. Okay, let's... Yeah, just start at the beginning again. So we're going to go back to number 1. Yep. Wasn't going to bother with the light switches anymore. Can I... Nearly impossible to turn anything in the secret room, but that seemed to be a candle. Oh. Right, one of my few matches left. Why the creep-ass music all of a sudden? Please don't hurt Mr. Jesus. Do you think I wanted to hurt Jesus? Obviously, I don't like that. Most of the books scattered in the hidden room were about occultism and African culture. Even their titles were disturbing. Strange titles such as De Vermis Mysteriis, the mysterious vermin. Now, vermi is not vermin. It's... what is it? Worm? Mysterious worm, I think, or something like that, right? Vermis, I think, is worm. Gave me the shivers. As much as I love books, I didn't even dare to open those. De Vermis Mysteriis. Let me see. Yeah, Mysteries of the Worm. Yep, Worm Mysteries. Yep, okay. Man, that's disturbing. Okay. Can I take this with me now? No? Candle is now providing a gentle light. Oh, that's to go back up to the statue that I defiled, basically. Okay. So that's not good. There's like a bunch of cult crap down here beneath the Catholic church. Okay. Okay, I guess we're going to grab that. Read this letter. March 26th. The folklore of the Dalmar is just as disturbing as the vicious attacks. If my researches have been correct, then I could have stumbled upon one of those ancient tribes ever known to humanity, dating back to the era where the so-called Bushmen inhabited South Africa. We're talking over 20,000 years ago. How can any civilization manage to survive all this time without ever hunting or expanding, just being there? I don't dare to imagine what 200 centuries of inbreeding and cannibalism can do to people. I've seen them, and they can't be called humans. What is most unsettling in is their mythical background, impossible to be considered a religion due to its complete lack of basic rules and maturity. The only simple premise is to keep an evil entity at bay, which has been stalking them since the beginning of time, or Dark Ages. At this point in my research, I had to stop and consider the implications. The Dalmar actually thought of their later period, the systematic slaughtering of mankind, as good times or golden ages. I thank the Lord that this tribe never managed to grow, as I seriously think the region, maybe even the entire continent, would have suffered terrible consequences. This history is so ancient that it makes me feel dizzy. The vengeful god, which is incidentally referred to as Dolhom, would control the Dalmar via its many incarnations. Most of the time it would be a tall feline-like figure, always dwelling in shadows and slaying any villager who would unwittingly come close. Some say its deadly claws would not only penetrate your body, but your soul. The purpose of the harassment is unclear. It would look as if the Dalmar were simply toys to play with. It seems then that the Dalmar managed to free themselves from its clutches with the help of an amulet or charm, which would effectively force the entity to retreat. The most curious thing is how this amulet was conceived. Two main elements were required to perform the exorcising of this evil, and they had to be strictly related to each other, one representing the victim and the other representing the victimizer. To achieve this, something related to each one was used. While I'm not sure what is referred to as the victim, I think it can be concluded that anything belonging to any villager would have served, given that they were all victims. As for something representing the victimizer, that may have been more complicated. What could possibly be related to a god? This god in question. Next, these elements had to be mixed with a rare medicinal plant native to the region, which apparently had the properties to blend both items together, as long as they were not too solid. Finally, a branch of a particular tree, whose name escapes me now, had been used as the holder of the blended items. The faux fox. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, the Bat Cave. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, the British royal family in the past, well, in the present even too. It's just, I can't understand how except for the power aspect, and I suspect that's why. But other than the fact of having the power, if that were gone, I could not see anyone wanting to marry into that family line. It's just, like, you have birth defects, you have, like, a bunch of stuff. Anyway. It is on this item that a mysterious blessing was performed. It should be noted that all the elements had to be organic. The Dalmar successfully released themselves from the control of the vicious god with an intense ritual that seems to have taken days to perform. In the end, the amulet was so powerful that the entity surrendered to their will and offered divine power in exchange for sacrifices. But the Dalmar wouldn't allow, I'm assuming, themselves to be fooled. They decided that getting rid of this evil once and for all would be the wisest thing to do, so they managed to capture its spirit and store it someplace where they could guard it for ages to come. My God, the evil spirit was cast into a mask, trapped inside the confines of its blessed wood for eternity. A mask which its description bears uncanny resemblance to... Who am I fooling? It is that mask. The Dalmar would keep the spirit at bay via regular rituals involving the bloody sacrifices and the aforementioned amulet. The last book I read today about the Dalmar, in reality, 2 small paragraphs as amusing bonus reading in a book lent by the museum, has revealed to me something that left me completely paralyzed with terror. I've always wondered, since I began studying them, what made the Dalma savagely slaughter neighboring tribes without any apparent reason. Was it a violent, raw instinct? Did they feel threatened in any way? Was it by a perverse and ungodly sense of enjoyment? No. It was fear. Fear that someone else would take the mask and release the god. They killed to protect themselves from falling again into the Dark Ages. If they went to such extreme lengths to avoid this, then what did they have to endure when the entity was free? Yeah, like damn, right? The rituals haven't been performed on the mask for years now. What have I done? What have I done? Seriously. I was shocked to learn about this evil. Terrible as it was, I still wondered to what extent James Blackwood went to get rid of the curse. Such as killing his wife? See, I feel like maybe his son died not on purpose, but that his son was taken by the evil entity or something to satisfy the requirements of the curse. And when he realized this, he wanted to atone, so he wanted to make sure the regular process of sacrifice was followed again. So he ended up killing his wife as part of the sacrifice, I think. Maybe. So this. That's all the same. So that and this are the same? No. It's a different letter. Okay. April 5th, 1863. Christopher. These may very well be my last notes in this regard. I'm afraid Catherine has already realized what I've been doing here all the time. In vain, I've tried to explain myself, and I know what might have been the outcome had I kept insisting. If you could only believe me, Christopher, because I know you intend well, but I can feel the doubt in your heart. Put your rational thoughts aside for a moment and yield to the facts. If I can do it, someone who was constantly taught in the wonders of science ever since his childhood, then so can you. I'm hoping that you will contemplate the possibility of some truth in my assessment once you read about my latest findings. It is imperative that you carry on with this task. Catherine is watching my every step, and I'm afraid she'll take strong measures if I do anything out of the ordinary. Did you know? She's been talking to the other doctors beside you, and psychiatrists. Christopher, I fear that she's willing to shut me up in a madhouse. How is it possible that all of you won't believe me? As if what happened with my own son wasn't enough proof. In my adjacent notes, you will find an exhaustive essay on the origin of the curse and what should be done to eliminate it. I know the whole amulet deal must sound crazy, but you have to trust me. The tribe has been doing this for centuries. Are you going to forfeit all that knowledge and experience? They faced a god, Christopher, and lived to tell it. Now it's our turn to live and tell the story. And Christopher, if we fail to remove the curse, and anything happens to me, I want you to do it. And I have my complete mental faculties whilst I'm asking you this. It's been becoming more and more dangerous lately. Do not hesitate. There's simply no other way, and you would be the only one left who could do it. Promise me. Promise me you will. I know I'm asking you to become a cold-hearted murderer, but Christopher, our lives, and possibly many others, are at stake. Isn't that enough to forget your vow? James. Yep. Yeah, it really is. So Agustin Cordes the main was it story writer for this, I think. Anyway, he is, I think we've talked about this before, right? He's with a new group. They're making Asylum, right? So I expect Asylum also to be fairly Lovecraftian in nature too, simply because of the fact that this is, and he was one of the main minds behind this game. I don't know, obviously, but I would assume, I would think so. I'm excited for Asylum to come out. It's gonna be great. Okay, well that's not super concerning. It's not disturbing at all. Well, damn. This gets even scarier and scarier in terms of what they did at some point. And he even has this creepy ass mask hanging from the wall right here. Like, what the deuce, dude? Seriously? And then a map of Africa. Wow. Okay. We'll see if something suddenly happens when I crawl out now that I have this forbidden knowledge. Okay, I think we're okay for now. That's still creepy AF, but okay. Yeah. Yep. I mean, okay. I kind of wish I'd never gone in the chapel. Okay. We still don't know where to dig here, though. But obviously somewhere in here is going to be... Jesus, frack, praise man. Okay. So I'm going to need... Somehow, I think I'm going to have to grind up the tooth and the berries / leaves and then put it with this, right? Let's see what my new notes say. That's it! Robin, or R-O-B-I-N, the name of Blackwood's dead son. The cubes in his room didn't spell the word bin, but part of this name. Bin. And of course, the letter R I saw in the crypt came in handy. Now let's see what secrets are stored inside this box. The box contained yet another key, except that this one looks fairly important. Also, I'm wondering why exactly Blackwood used the name of his son as the code to the box. Guilt, perhaps? Or because he believes his son was taken by the curse, and so all his notes and stuff about the curse are tied to his son in his mind. I'm finally inside the chapel, the place where Blackwood spent most of his time during his last days. I can feel it. I'm about to make great discoveries in here. The story is fully revealed to me now. That disturbing African mask is cursed. It isn't exactly important whether this curse is real or not, even though I'm actually willing to believe that due to my experiences inside this house. But the fact is that Blackwood believed it was very real. What drastic measures did he take to get rid of it? A murder? A sacrifice? I couldn't interact with the map, so unless I missed... I can try... what? Oh, yeah. Let me go back really fast and see if I can try again, just in case. But I don't think I could really. I couldn't interact with the map itself, so unless something on the side of the map lets me interact, unless that's true, I won't be able to. Let's see. That doesn't seem like it. Nope, doesn't seem like I can. So no, I think no is the answer for now at least. Maybe something later, but I don't think so. Yeah, that's actually part of why I tried to interact with the map in the first place, but it never let me. Surely we're much later than noon now. We are... Oh, not much later. Just 2 hours. 2 p.m. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so we've now solved the box and gotten into the chapel, and at least for now, I think done everything in the chapel we can do. Yeah. I'm assuming he was doing sacrifices, and at least one of those times, if not a couple of times, he was climbing up and down the ladders. He was doing that. The blood, obviously, at this point is all dried and like blown away, like dust or whatever, but it would have stained it, right, with the red, yeah. The blood's not actually there anymore, I don't think, but it's the stain from the blood, yeah. Although the blood technically could still be there if that room was sealed tightly enough, if it was airtight. That's possible. Still need to figure out in the basement. Still need to figure out where to dig. Still need to figure out something to put these ingredients in so we can mix them into some kind of a concoction. We can put that on the branch, potentially. I still don't have anything like a cup or anything that I can use. The map. The map was hanging on the wall, but I don't know if it's peeling off per se, but the map was on the wall, and it was kind of curled, as if it was kind of curling away from the wall. But the map of Africa, we couldn't interact with it or around any of the edges of it, so... So now that we know about that mask, too, we could potentially go back up to the mask room. Because that's not going to be super creepy. I mean... I feel like probably nothing with the mask now. Probably later on. We already had a dream where we went into the mask room, the mask wasn't there. When we opened the door to leave, there was a dude standing with a mask, and then we woke up from the nightmare. So I think that's already going to happen on its own. I don't know. We might have to, but I don't know that we have to go there to get it to like activate or trigger or anything. I think we'll just do its thing on its own. But see, here's the one I was talking about, this cover. I don't know how we open this. If we can open it, but I mean, I assume at some point we do. But something like this, for example, doesn't work. I used that earlier. I put the crowbar in this, and then I used the hammer. So I put the crowbar, and then it showed the crowbar sitting in this. Then I used the hammer on this, and it hammered it around. So this twisted, so the pipes are free now here, but something is still blocking water flow in the house. And I think that's going to be something under here that we have to do to see, but I don't know. We crawled in here at night, which is kind of, super wise to do. Let's go inside a giant piece of equipment used to burn fire. That sounds like that's totally safe. Well, I am going to try to open it, but I can't open it now if I don't have a thing to open it. I need to find something to open it, right? Like I said, I'm expecting there's going to be a key or something, but I don't know. Still can't open this either. And trying different things like this have not had an effect either. It does still say, I mean, we did get the R for Robin and everything right, but it does still act like we might be able to remove that plaque from Robin's, from right below Robin's casket. But I don't know how we can pull that off. So I'm not sure. Yes, you have to wait a week. Be a good little girl now and stop back talking me. It said that they were because when I tried to do this, the crowbar, it said, or not the crowbar. What was it? It was, oh, maybe it was just when I did the screwdriver. Anyway, it said it's probably a good idea to take this with me, but I don't know, but the bolts are almost whatever it said. Basically, they're like really stuck, so you couldn't pull it off. So we might still be able to remove that at one point. See, I have one damn match left, so this is not boding well for me. I used one for the fire in the front room, and I used one for the lantern initially. Then I used one again for the lantern later and used up the last of the fuel. So that's two for the lantern. I used one in the front room for the fire, and I used one on the candle in the basement below the chapel. So we started with 5 matches, we're down to 1. I feel like kind of yikes right now. Yeah, that's the way that goes. Damn, I wish we could figure out some way to pinpoint where in the garden she is buried, because he's not gonna give it to me yet. I'm pretty sure you're not just gonna put it on top of the plate, right? We need. Whoops, wrong room, wrong floor. Sorry. I'm pretty sure we are gonna need some container, right? We're not just gonna put it on directly on top of the plate, the heating plate, right? That seems weird. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. Yep. So see, we've got the heating plate, but there's no way you just put it directly on, right? Aren't we gonna have to do? Whoops. Mixed up with something else. What did it say? I'll have to look before we play next time. I'm not gonna run all the heckin' way back to the chapel and then just to read it again. But yeah, we need something else, and then we're gonna put presumably a cup or something on here, heat this up, and then kind of boil down the ingredients or something. So during the day, he says basically, no way in hell I'm going in there. He says he really doesn't want to go any closer. But in the nighttime, we woke up, right? We had that nightmare I was telling you about. We went in the room with all the African artifacts, and there's that back kind of closet that has the one mask by itself. So that one mask is the one that he was describing in the note in the chapel, saying that that's where they put all that. They basically trapped the god in that mask. Okay, so that's that. That is in that. So you have that room with all the African artifacts, the back closet area. That mask that the god's trapped in is in that room. We woke up in the middle of the night. We thought. We wandered out from our room, went into the African artifact room, opened that back door, and we went in that back room, that closet, or whatever, that storage room, and the mask wasn't there. And it was like, oh, the mask isn't there. So I turned around and I opened the door cracked open, and there was a dude standing there wearing the mask. And then it was like, oh, we woke up from the nightmare. And it was the middle of the night still. So at that point then, we wandered around, we went down into the basement. We ended up like listening, following noises. We went down into the basement, crawled into that furnace, and then went toward the back of it. And I think there was like a metal like shutter or something. We opened that, and then we saw like a dude, not with a mask, I think, but just like we saw like the shoulder of a dude or whatever walk. It's not Robin. Walking past, and then it was like, so we shut that. We turned around, crawled out of the furnace, shut the door, and went back up to our bedroom where we're sleeping, and then we went to sleep, and then we slept the rest of the night. That was actually last night in game. So like we had Sunday was rainy all day Sunday. It was Sunday into Monday that all that crap happened, I believe, if I remember right, because we arrived Saturday. And Saturday night into Sunday, we first heard the scratches initially, but really didn't do much. But then it was Sunday night into today, Monday, that we had the nightmare / furnace experience. Yeah, I know. No, that's fine. That's fine, Phil Fox. We get, you follow somebody long enough, you watch their stuff long enough, or whatever, you get a running joke, so it's totally fine. So the things we have left, or the things I know of to do currently, are try to pinpoint or find things that will pinpoint where Catherine is buried, and then dig up her corpse. See what kind of clues or objects or whatever we can get from her corpse, okay? We also need to create some kind of a concoction that we put on top of the branch. We like coat the branch with or whatever, that could be used to try to ward off the evil spirits from the mask or whatever. We need to try to open that. I think this still is a thing. We just haven't gotten there yet. I believe we need to open that metal cover plate in the basement. And if that cover plate is not tied to it, then there's a fourth thing, possibly, which is get the water in the house running again. Because there's a reason the water's not running, and I think I think it's going to be under that cover plate. But if it's not, whenever it is we unplug or unclog that pipe so the water can flow freely, something that was clogging it will come out somewhere, and we'll then have something else that we need as part of the mystery. I'm guessing. I don't obviously know for sure, but I'm guessing. Trying to think if there are any other paths of exploration we can engage in as well that we haven't yet. I'm not really sure. I'm wondering if there's still more at the crypt even too, possibly. Although I don't think so right now. I'm pretty sure there's some significance to that bicycle in the garage too, but I don't know how we remove anything from that even. Like, that just seems, the way it's sitting there and you interact with it and the descriptions given of it and stuff, it seems significant enough that it should be. Oh, Silhouette. Ugh. Gross, dude. Dude. Let's hope that's not true. I can't even though I don't understand in terms of sympathize, and I also don't understand in terms of like actually like morally clearing it or something. But even when I read stories like the Dahmer Party and stuff, it like makes my stomach turn. So no. You don't like human food, really? Are you sure? Especially like dead human food, like that's rotted in the ground for a while. But what about corpse tooth soup? Haven't you ever had that? That's really good. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm not thinking of anything new for the moment, so we'll give it a week, maybe stew in my head. Maybe I can think of some more things. Oh, this is a good thing, actually. I'll do this. I'll save over slot 2, and then what I'm actually going to really fast do before we quit, I'm going to load slot 1 while we're still in the chapel, so I don't have to run back there. And we're going to go down below again. And we're going to look at that one. This one? Yeah. So it says that we need to use these elements. How do they mix? Okay, so 2 main elements, something from the victim, something from the victimizer. With the 2 elements then had to be mixed with a rare medicinal plant, which I'm assuming is this right here. Okay. And then it had the properties to blend both items together as long as they weren't solid. And then we put, the blended items in the branch as a holder. So we need to figure out, I'm guessing this claw is from the victimizer. So we would just need something from one of the victims. And I think maybe that's what we do is Maybe we get something from Catherine's corpse. That's something from the victim. Then we take that and the tooth and we grind them up or something in some kind of a mortar and pestle, like Sillowell was mentioning. And then put those, blend them with this, maybe grind them all together or something. Anyway, blend them all and then put them in the branch that we'll have. So that's okay. All right. So that is, I think, what we need to get from that. Yeah, here, look at the top. Programming and game design. Augustine Cordes. So I guess he was game design, but also programming. So he maybe didn't write the story. He more designed the way the game was set up and stuff. So that's still cool. It's just not what I had been thinking initially. But that's obviously fine. Okay. So that's going to be it for tonight. Appreciate you guys jumping on the stream. I really, really appreciate the support. It helps a lot. I'm really grateful, guys. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, seriously, they eat it when it's still like cookable or something. So I assume, yeah, I think she's a victim. Even if they use something from her before, she's still a victim. So we can get something from her corpse, and then somehow blend that with. I'm assuming that claw is from the god or whatever, and then we blend the two together with that berry. And then we put the blend stuff in the branch. And then we'll have the power to defeat a god. I don't know what happens at that point. But I'm pretty sure we're supposed to do those things. So, yeah, another week. Except I will be streaming tomorrow. So if you guys join me tomorrow, we'll be doing more to the moon. We might finish it, depending on how much of the story we still have to go. So that'll be tomorrow. So I appreciate that. I was under the weather during the course of this week. I said that before. So unfortunately, I didn't get any recording done this week for my uploaded series on YouTube, but I will be doing that tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday. I'll get all that set up and have more going. So thanks for joining me, guys. Have a great night. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you tomorrow or in next week's streaming. Till then, peace.